In Rivers State over VAT collection. Rivers State government declares 3 people wanted as aggrieved flyover construction workers continue protest in Port Harcourt. Scores of pensioners in Rivers State protest non-payment of gratuities. Federal government approves national policy on 5G networks for Nigeria's digital economy. And on the foreign scene, dozens of women protest formation of all-male interim Taliban government to rule Afghanistan. I am Carl Orakwue with the news. Following threats by the FIRS to sanction those paying value-added tax VAT to the Rivers State government, Governor Orakwue held a meeting with business owners in the state this morning. At Government House in Port Harcourt, Governor Orakwue told the business owners that the state government will not hesitate to sanction any organization that pays VAT to the FIRS.
The chairman of RRS is there, and the Commissioner of Finance, they are here. From this September, must collect all our VAT. Oh, if you like, play a kind of your plans. You know, we're heading for the advice from our head office. You also listen to the office. By the time I seal up the banks, all those plans people are playing, but I tell the big men, I will shut them down. So please tell the authorities to go and pay to our revenue board, which of course you have been told how to do it. If I are saying that, look, we have appealed in order, stopping the Rivers State government from collecting the money.
The governor also said the state governments will institute legal means to recover backlogs of VAT that have been collected by the FIRS in Rivers State.
We're even going back to collect the one they're taking before. When I come back, they have to pay us back. But the Rivers State government will collect all that is due us within the confinement of the law. It's important.
The governor said the FIRS collected over 15 billion VAT for VAT in Rivers State in June, but remitted 4.1 billion naira to the state government.
In the month of June, which was shared in July, VAT collected in Rivers State was 15.1 billion. In the month of June, do you know what they gave us? 4.8 billion. Collected 15 billion from Rivers State. They gave us 4.7 billion. Where did 11 billion go to? I mean, look at simple fraud. You say cost of collection. Lagos, in the month of June, Lagos got 46 billion. What Lagos got? Lagos got 9.3. Have you seen the justice in this country? Some of you thought because you think that it is because we are politicians. I will not be governor forever here. So it's not about me. It's about the system. Let the right thing be done.
Governor Orakwue, however, called on the federal government to allow the states be independent as enshrined in the Constitution.
Money that the law says the VAT should be collected by the state. It doesn't matter whether it refers to A or state B. What is the position of the law? And so we have challenged it. And we have no apologies to anybody. We have no apologies to anybody. And the problem in this country, nobody wants to come out because they will come after you. Some states get 2.something billion a month. They say they have no revenue to collect. Why? You have revenue to collect, my friend. You have revenue. Look at the law. Look at what the law says. Remove yourself from this appendage status. No state that cannot stand on this way in this country. It's just the opportunity to harness the potentials we have.
Correspondent Emeka Otuke reports the Governor Orakwue also informed the business community that the FIRS is aware that it was acting against the law in the collection of VAT from state government and approached the National Assembly to amend the Constitution to include VAT in the exclusive list. Earlier, the Federal Inland Revenue Service FIRS wrote the National Assembly seeking the inclusion of VAT collection in the exclusive legislative list. The Federal Tax Agency is also requesting the federal lawmakers to approve for it establishment of the Federal Revenue Court of Nigeria. A federal high court in Port Harcourt had on August 10 delivered a judgment restraining the FIRS from collecting VAT and personal income tax in Rivers State. Meanwhile, the Rivers State House of Assembly has passed the Rivers State Withholding Tax Bill 2021 into law. This was after members of the House unanimously voted in favor of the bill. Speaker of the House, Okunye Owajibani, in his ruling said the bill will create employment for the youth and also attract more development in the state.
It has come for certain laws as contained in the Constitution of Nigeria to be tested against the backdrop of a democracy that is maturing And what we are doing as an assembly, we are not deviating from the values of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Our correspondent reports that the House adjourned sitting to September 16. In another development, some Rivers State civil service pensioners protested unpaid gratuities and pension arrears today. The retirees who marched from the State Secretariat to around Government House carried placards with inscriptions like "Pay our consequential adjustments," demand for immediate payment of balance pension from 2012 till date, pay the families of dead pensioners their death benefits, amongst others. A leader of the protesters, Lucky Ati, spoke to newsmen.
You can imagine the fate of a pensioner that is not paid, cannot pay gratuity. Not only gratuity, there is the issue of pension arrears. It is our statutory right. What we expect the government to do is the chief executive officer of the state. The state money is in charge. There is budgetary provision every year for payment of pension. It is not his money. Issue from that government money, pay us our dues.
Addressing the protesters, the Rivers State Commissioner of Police, Igboka Friday, assured them that their grievances will be forwarded to the appropriate authorities for prompt action.
I've listened to your representatives, and I want you to just think from us. I've articulated all your grievances. I feel for you. I'm aware that some of you retired as 2012, 2014 up to now. You are not receiving your gratuity. Almost all of you are the age of 60. And when you reach 60, you need money to maintain yourself. When you are 60, you don't have strength to work very well. So government should be looking after you as senior citizens. I've listened to all the told me, and I want to assure you I will take it up from this place. I'll make sure I carry your grievances, all you have articulated, I'll pass it on to the governor to look into your plight.
Some of the aggrieved retirees also spoke to newsmen.
They should try to pay us arrears of pension and also gratuity. That's what we are talking about. Other states still are paid. Other people are paid. What makes you not to pay? The government have been promising us. They have been promising our law. The government has not fulfilling it. They should pay because some of us have been dying because of something. We have suffered a lot because of government. Our grievances is non-payment of pension arrears and gratuity from 2012 to date. Several efforts have been made, no effort from the governor's side.
In the meantime, workers at the various ongoing flyover constructions in Port Harcourt continued their protest this morning as they gathered around water lines demanding better pay from Julius Berger. One of the protesting workers said police attempted to disrupt their march, harassing and shooting into the air.
We meet Commissioner of Police yesterday. He come and meet us at Julius Berger main yard at Ayamakara at Garage there. So when the Commissioner of Police come, so he now took 5 people to government house. And yesterday government gave them appointment to come today by 11 to 12. So this morning we are preparing to go to government house. Police people just come from nowhere, harass us, started shoot, go on the air.
Recall that the workers abandoned work yesterday to protest against poor salaries and welfare.
They are paying us 50,000 naira, sometimes 44,000 naira. We need transport. The wages of Garina is 6,000 naira. With 45,000 naira, what we purchase and children is there. No lot to go school. Government staff should be paid according to other staff. In Lagos State, they are giving them transport. Edo State, Abuja, they are giving them transport. Yes. And then look at the way we are walking like elephants and eat like ants. How much are the bills? How much? 5 years. Close to 5 years. Account. LA 2000 I remove from account. LA 2000. So we want them to increase our salary because our salary is too poor.
Still on this, the Rivers State government has declared 3 people wanted for alleged criminal activities and harassment of contractors, particularly Julius Berger PLC in the state. A statement by the Governor's Special Assistant Media, Kelvin Abiri, listed the wanted men to include Gift Elenwo, Chiboso Glory Ejeku, and Tambari Godwin Bara. Reacting to this, the Rivers State Ethnic Youth Leaders Coalition condemned the arrest and declaration of some Julius Berger's workers wanted. President of the group, Legosi Yamabana, in an interview called on the Rivers State Police Command to release all Julius Berger construction workers that were arrested during their protest.
Every Nigerian citizen reserves the right to associate, protest, and participate in public processions and demonstrations. In the interest of democracy and professionalism, we therefore urge the Nigerian police to release those arrested. In same breath, we call on the government of the states to lift the declaration on those declared wanted. Julius Berger, on their parts, should be careful not to throw Rivers States into another run of avoidable crisis.
Still ahead on the news this evening, federal government approves national policy on 5G networks for Nigeria's digital economy. Do stay tuned.
Democracy is the freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Nigeria Info opens the mic. This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. The sole administrator, Rivers State Waste Management Agency, RIWAMA, Felix Oboa, has explained why waste can be found in some parts of Port Harcourt and its environs. Oboa, in a statement by his media aide, Jerry Needham, said some dump sites have some major problems. He assured that efforts are being made to put the equipment and affected dump sites back to use as soon as possible. The federal government has approved the national policy on 5th generation 5G networks for Nigeria's digital economy. Announcing this to State House correspondents, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, said the policy was approved today and takes immediate effect. He said the national policy was developed over a period of 2 years after an extensive stakeholder engagement, which includes critical review and studies of the likely health and security implications of deploying 5G in Nigeria.
The national policy on 5G has been approved by the Federal Executive Council today. And furthermore, the policy discusses the benefits to be attained through the deployment of 5G in Nigeria and in any part of the world, which includes like lower latency, like larger capacity, and also like higher data rate. These are the three major benefits of 5th generation. And in a simple language, we can say it will open many opportunities, and it will also support our security institutions, particularly in areas where they need high quality services.
In business, meat butchers in Port Harcourt say the cost of a cow has increased following the demolition of the Oginigba slaughter market at Transamadi industrial layout. The butcher in the market told our correspondent that the price of cows at the Oginigba slaughter market was cheap because they bring them directly from the north. He said all meat butchers now go to Oyubo to buy cows with the demolition of the market, thereby increasing the price.
We buy cow for this old people side. But what make you the effect of say them they bring cow, they bring trailer direct to north, and they are cheap sumo less. When we buy there,
we used to buy one cow, IS 200, 280, IS, and we kill am. Everybody go market, go and buy. But for now, cow will buy 240 last year. Now we buy am 500. Look at the difference. If the whole butcher of Rivers State can go to strike, it's better. Let us know that no cow in Rivers State, no cow in Nigeria again. We know so that we find other things to do. I beg, let federal government put mouth on cow issue. All of us we are get tired.
Entertainment news. A leaked audio of Nollywood actress Annie Dibia weeping has revealed that her husband Two-Face has fled his matrimonial home to America. Annie has threatened to scatter everything over history. According to the audio, she said Two-Face told her he was traveling for a shoot. In sporting news, Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa has gifted his teammates the sum of 5 million naira following their 2-1 win against Cape Verde in the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifier yesterday. The money shared was taken from the 10 million naira Ahmed Musa was gifted for reaching 100 caps with the country's senior national team. Musa's 100th appearance for the Super Eagles came about when he was included in the starting 11 against Cape Verde. However, the NFF has clarified that it is his 98th appearance after 2 of the matches were nullified.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
Dozens of women in Kabul and the northeastern Afghan province of Badakhshan have protested against the formation of an all-male interim Taliban government to rule Afghanistan. Demonstrators said they will not accept a government with no women ministers. Some women were reportedly beaten before the protests were dispersed. And that does it here on the news this evening. But before we go, here's a quick look at the major stories. Earlier on, we told you Governor Wike has met with business owners in Rivers State over VAT collection. Rivers State government has declared 3 people wanted as agreed flyover construction workers continue their protest in Port Harcourt. Scores of pensioners in Rivers State have protested non-payment of gratuities. The federal government has approved the national policy on 5G networks for Nigeria's digital economy. And from the foreign scene, we told you dozens of women protested the formation of an all-male interim Taliban government to rule Afghanistan. The news was edited by Choma Ezinwafo. To contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017 for eyewitness news and breaking news stories. For more stories, do however visit www.nigeriainfo.fm. Cloudy weather is expected in Port Harcourt this evening. I am Carl Orakwue.